And we're back. We're live. Tier 1. Full quality though for Monaco. This is going to be a ball fest for me. Hopefully not for you guys. If you're going anytime soon, we're already 18. So that's 20 in the lobby bar. Myself and Francis, so we're on spectator mode. Francis on race control. We're 18 on track. As you can see, let's see who's missing. We do have two Haas drivers here. Go Team Haas. I say everyone knows my affiliation. Two Red Bulls. That's good to see. You only have one Alpine. I know our coffee will have to take the brunt of the points today. We'll be looking for a very good point finishing position. We do have Kennedy and yours sincerely. Two actual championship contenders from last season in tier 2. Ironically, now our teammates in tier 1. And how well can they work together this season to see themselves finish quite high in terms of points in their tier. Obviously, it's be quite difficult for them to go for the title, but go for those good points. It's very likely. Anyways, looks like we're going to be 18. Before we go on, let me do a sound test to make sure I'm coming through. Sound test. Okay, we're good. We are good. I don't know what we're waiting on, but we will wait to whenever they're ready to go. It is 3:03 right now, so it is past allocated race time. And Hazel is ready up, so seems like they have been told to ready up. Hybrid. Let's jump on Discord. Here we go. Quali is about to begin. Full quali, actually. So, I mean, that's where most of the entertainment would be, for being real, in Monaco, in the quali. Because where you start is probably where you're going to finish if you stay out of incidents. If most drivers stay out of incidents, where you start with where you finish. But if you could get luck here and there where drivers in front are in incidents, then you can make places. But it's Monaco, and we always get DNS in Monaco, so there will be drivers making up places today. But overtakes we made, that's what we ask. But first, we have to qualify. I wonder what strategy would the drivers go for in qualifying? Are some of them going to use the mediums? Do they feel like they had the pace to use the mediums in Q1? Or is everyone just going to go for at least one soft run? Because all they have to do is make it out of the bottom 4. We have 19 drivers. We do have some drivers that have a quali ban, likes of medium, so that's already a driver you make a place on. But it's wet. It's wet, and now that throws a different mixture into the kettle now. Every driver will have to be on the same tire for sure. The optimal tire. Is it inters or wet? I do see a lot of puddles. That's in the pit lane. Not sure about the track. If there's puddles in the pit lane, it should be puddles on the track, as the Haas driver is the first to go out. I believe that should be medium, or is that Santi? It's one of them. And Bad Boy is next. But it's medium. He does have a curly band, so he will be heading straight back into the pits. So Bad Boy is going to be first on an out lap now. Let me pop up the map and everything we need. I just need best. Enable full map. There we go. AlphaTauri is next. Then the Alpine. A mistake for medium. As he goes deep. That's not what he wants. Even though he already has a quali ban. As you see, Hazer going to the hairpin now. What times can they set here in wet in Monaco? That's really interesting. It's really wet as the rain is pouring down. You can see puddles everywhere. So now qualifying is going to be about who has the skill in the wet. Pace would just be not that much of a factor when it's pouring down like this. So is this going to be a very interesting quali, as Bad Boy in the Red Bull is going to be first in Q1, 2 sets a time. All they have to do is set a time quick enough not to be in that bottom 5. As going into the pits, looks like another driver that might have a quali ban. Hazer is going to be next. The AlphaTauri driver not going into the pits, so he's going to be the first to begin a lap finally. Full quali Monaco is quite criminal, but that's where you try to get the entertainment from in quali, so I understand. As the AlphaTauri of Hazer now on his lap, teammates making sure to move out of the way. You don't want to compromise the lap of your teammates. That's the last driver you want to compromise. Oh no, a little bit squarely on the back end there, but still stripping the car straight. It's Hazer now. Who's the next driver behind Hazer? It's quite. We have Coffee. Coffee next, but it looks like he's not on a lap. Because he's still not on a push lap yet. Still on a scrub set maybe. Or he's not on an out lap, as you can see on the standing boards. But Hazer is going to be the first to cross the line. And we'll see what time he sets. His time is actually going to be the standard right now. Surely Hazer will set a time good enough for top 10. We know the pace that he has under his belt. As we get to the swimming pool section now, and almost to the last few corners. What can Hazer in that AlphaTauri set for the rest of the drivers to go and beat here in Q1? As he comes out the final corner now, about to cross the start finish straight, and it's a 1:26.4 for Hazer. Next to cross the line is going to be I believe that was Coffee's cross the line. Is a 1:28.7 for Coffee. We'll see if he can improve on that time. The Mercedes Walks next to cross the line, but he's on a push lap now. Then followed by the AlphaTauri of Rusty Bolt, also about to start his push lap. And we got Mav in that Ferrari. What can he set? As he's on the lap now, pushing hard to try and beat that time that Hazer had set. But everyone is just trying to not be in that bottom 5. That's all they're looking for here. So you want a good time. It looks like to be in the 126s, all the 127s will see you go into Q2 as Mav sets provisional pole 126.3 in Q1. At that time might just be good enough for him to see himself onto Q2. Oh, as Hybrid sets a 127.9. One driver into the 127s now. It looks like the 126 and the 127s are what you want to set to get into Q2, but more drivers to cross the line. And we'll see what they said. The AlphaTauri, I believe that's Hazer in the AlphaTauri, is going for another lap. There's no need to actually go in. You could just keep going and see if you can improve. 125.4 now for Hazer. He has now jumped into the 125s. And who's next? Is going to be Coffee going in next. He's trying to improve on his time. And it's still is 1/10 slower than the time that he set before. But the Mercedes of yours instead, now, the second driver into the 127, the 127.2. Russell Bolt also setting a 127 in P4. That's 6 drivers now that have set time here in Q1. Other drivers still yet to set, as Santi will be crossing the line now to begin his lap. Then it's going to be the Red Bull of Bad Boy. And what can Bad Boy set? No one wants to be going out in Q1, especially in Monaco. The trackway is very difficult to make over there, as Bad Boy heads to the front in P1 with a 124.7, the first driver into the 124s. And that's a good time from him. It looks like the track will be improving slightly as the drivers are going through and setting away the poles off the racing line. So the times will be going up. So they will be tumbling down, getting faster and faster, as Pesci is going to be next. And what can he set as he crosses the line? He's about to start his lap, so that was not his push lap. The Red Bull is following him. That should be Link's piece, because Bad Boy just set his own. So Link's piece is about to set his. We'll see what they get. Looks like Coffee's on another lap. Can he improve this time? His third push lap. As he crosses the line, he does improve, but it's going to stay in P7 for now. Not in the drop zone. But we'll see if he can improve on that time. Jay Santi now on his lap. As he's going to P. Looks like he invalidated. As you can see, the map is red for him. So you will have to go into the pits again. I'll come out to try that push lap. You do not. 2 Haas cars falling out in Q1 will not be what they want whatsoever. As Sabo to cross the line now. What does he set? He's about to start. He's just on his lap, Sabo. Oh, as he almost goes into the wall there, Sandoval. Oh, and he's losing the back end again. He's not feeling the grip at all whatsoever, the Williams. Luckily, still keeping his car out of the wall and keeping it not damaged. He can still go around to push for another lap after that, but that's not what he wants whatsoever. The Wizard Rex is going to be the first McLaren to set a lap. He's on an outlap lap and he's going Pesci though. Actually, is the first McLaren heading out of the final corner now. What can he set? He will need to put himself in the top 15 to make sure that he's not out in Q1, and that's P8 for Pesci. Now dropping to P9 as the driver behind him, I believe, was Link's piece, goes up to P5 with a 126.4. Pesci now in P9. Wizard Rex in P12. Kennedy down to Jereme, the drivers who haven't set times yet, as they will need to set times. I want to be out in Q1 in Monaco, as Rusted Bull 125.6 went for another lap. Looks like he did improve on his lap, because last time I believe he was on the 126. And there we go, Kennedy starting his lap. And can the Mercedes get himself out of that tricky zone in Q1? He's in P10, but more drivers, way more drivers under him who haven't set laps yet. So he's still in a very tricky position very, very precarious position as the Williams now getting through and the Red Bull trying to make space for him. No space in Monaco, so he's trying his best there. And he did his best as Tabo now coming out of the final corner. Was he on a push lap on this one? Because remember he made a mistake. It's a 1:44.5, definitely not a push lap. So this is going to be his push lap. And we'll see if he definitely can improve on that time. But we'll see where he will set himself as the McLaren of Wizard Rex starting his lap too. Ooh, almost going into the wall there. Another mistake for another driver going into Sandoval. As you can see, it's torrential out there as Usumat coming out of the pit now. The Alfa Romeo driver looking to set a time. The only Alfa Romeo driver on track. I believe his team is the only team not having two drivers on track. As he's going to carry the points of the points. I thought Coffee was alone, but it looks like his teammate did arrive at... Oh, very close there, Merck with his fastest first sector. That's what he'll be looking for, to set a good time, not to be in that drop zone. Mercedes of Kennedy is next. Crossing the line, hasn't set a time yet, about to set a time, and P11 up to P4, one place ahead of his teammates, or 1:25.8. Next driver to cross the line is going to be Santi on an out lap. He did come in last time after invalidating his lap, and this time he'll be trying to get himself out of that drop zone as we speak. They still have 7 minutes in Q1, so they do have time for one more lap at least. Every driver on track. As a Red Bull of Bad Boy coming into the pits now. He is in P1 or 1:24.7. I believe he'll be confident that his time is quick enough to stay for Q2. I believe his time should be quick enough to stay for Q2. Probably doesn't need to come out again. Could save a bunch of tires. But I see a few drivers on the inters. As you can see, Mav is on the inters. It's not showing on the graphic, but he is on the inters. Merck also on the inters. So looks like the times will be getting quicker as the rain is easing off. As we have Rusted Bolt now. Mercedes is crossing the line before him. As he crosses the line, he doesn't improve on his previous time, but he's still in P3. Just going to use that set as a scrub set now. It's going to feel around the track. I do not know actually if it's going to rain in the race. That would be very good information to get. It's going to be interesting if it's going to rain in the race. So 1:27.9 as one Aston Martin has said. Then the other Aston Martin of Mr. Prem starting his own lap. And he is right there close to that drop zone. So he'll want to settle up now, improve on the time. Inters, he's on the inters, but they're not showing on the graphic. Very weird here from the game. Oh, I have to switch it back. Oh, I see now. Most drivers now are on the inters, so just have a few drivers on the wet. We have Rusted on the wet, Kennedy, the two Mercedes, Coffee and Pesci, all on the wet. But now Merck goes to P1 or 1:24.1 on those inters. As you can see, the inters are starting to work. 5 minutes to go in Q1. As we have the Ferrari crossing the line next. He did improve on his time, Marv, and puts himself in P2. Good place to be in. With a few minutes to go in Q1, the drivers in the drop zone are the drivers who haven't set times yet. Mr. P, Wizard Rex, I don't believe they have quali bands, so they should be trying to set laps. Mr. P, purple second sector. Can he get a purple third sector to put himself in P1 here in Q1? As the Aston Martin driver getting out the final corner now. And what time will he set? He does have Wizard Rex for company behind him in P15. He will also be trying to improve on the time. Mr. P goes P9 on 1:26.0. A good time from him, but P9 not too far from the drop zone, but just for a few minutes to go here. He surely will be staying in for Q1. As you can see, very dry in there under the tunnel. As Wizard Rex now, one of the few drivers who hasn't set a time yet. So we're just going to watch the drivers in the drop zone. We're going to forget about the drivers who are actually already set to get into Q1. As his yellow flags at the back, it looks like a driver making way for an Aston Martin. As Wizard Rex in the McLaren, trying not to make a mistake to the final sector now. It looks like he might not be on a push lap. He's on an outlap. He's actually on an outlap. So this will be his only chance, his one chance. He can't make a mistake here, because if he does, he will be out in Q1, sitting right at the top of that drop zone in P15. And he surely need to set a time good enough to get out of there. McLaren will not be wanting that, as his teammate in P13. McLaren is not doing quite well now, but his teammate, as we speak, is safe in qualifying. As Jereme, the only driver, one of the only drivers not to set a time, crossing the line now and putting himself right behind his teammate in P2 with a 1:23.9 for LAS. But Mr. P still in P10, still on those tires, just trying to scrub them out, fill out the track, because he believes he will not be going into the drop zone. But the question is, will Wizard Rex be staying in the drop zone, as he's now in P16 after LAS put himself in P2, the one of the drivers who hadn't set a time yet. Now Wizard Rex in the drop zone, Tabo close to the drop zone too, as Usomach and Destroyer Drac will be setting times. Usomach will be the first to cross the line out of the drivers in the drop zone. Hazer puts himself in P1. Usomach coming out to the final corner, and he's about to cross the start finish line. What is Usomach going to set when he crosses the line? It's P2 for Usomach, 1:23.5. The times are getting quicker now. Pesci in P15. His teammate might be the one to knock out Pesci from qualifying, and here we go. He crosses the line, he puts himself in P6, and Pesci now is in that drop zone. He will have one more opportunity, as he is now in the second sector, about to finish his second sector. Tabo and Destroyer Drac, the other two drivers. Tabo in the pits, and surely he is out of qualifying with a minute to go. Surely Tabo is out of qualifying, as Destroyer Drac now, also another driver, will have to set a time. Pesci coming out of the final corner now. Coffee, Hybrid, close to the drop zone. Can Pesci get them into the drop zone? Can he get himself into Q? So yes, he does. 1:22.3 for Pesci, as he puts himself in P1. Now the drivers in drop zone. Hybrid, Tabo, as Hybrid goes deep, and surely that will be the end for the Aston Martin. He will be out of qualifying. Tabo now out of the pits, but is it too late for Tabo? 1:18 to get to the line. Surely it's too late for Tabo. Destroyer Drac though, one more opportunity for Destroyer Drac. Getting to the swimming pool section now, and the Alpine driver wouldn't want to make a mistake here. He wants to make sure that his time is quick enough to just get higher than P15. As coming out of the final corner now, what can he set down on the throttle, making sure that he doesn't lose the back end here. About to cross the start finish line, and it's going to be P12 for Destroyer Drac, as Kennedy's in P15. Now Hybrid, Coffee and Tabo look like they will be out of qualifying. Kennedy in P15 is going to be safe, as he should be coming into the pit now. It looks like he is setting a time, or he's on an outlap, so Kennedy is going to be safe, but who else is going to, who is going to go up? Hybrid is out for sure. Coffee, is he out? Looks like he might be on a lap. He is on the lap, so you'll see if he can improve on the time that he has set. Or it's going to be out in Q1. Tabo is definitely out in Q1. I don't think he has enough time. Yup, it didn't cross the line quick enough, and that will be the end of his qualifying. Coffee still has an opportunity. Can he improve on his time? I'm going to put up the Twitch on my phone, because my laptop is actually tripping right now, so I haven't seen what anyone's saying to me. Here we go, Tabo now. Coffee. Oh, locks up going into there, and surely is he improving on his time? He is about to pass the second sector line, and let's see if he's improving on his time. Is he? He's 2 seconds up, so surely he's going to knock Kennedy down into the drop zone, and that might be the end for Kennedy's qualifying. Kennedy is behind him though. We'll see whose lap is better, Kennedy or Coffee. Where is Coffee going to put himself? He's currently sitting in P17, about to cross the line. What time is he going to say? Hybrid is surely out. Is Coffee out? No, he's not. Kennedy's in his drop zone. Kennedy knocks Santi down into the drop zone, and Santi is out of qualifying. Bad boy right at the cusp is going to stay in for Q2, but Santi, Hybrid, Tabo and Medium, the two Haas drivers, the team that are on top of the constructors, not a fine start for the weekend, for the week of racing Not at all, as they are going to have to start P16 and P19 respectively. But Tabor is out of qualifying. Those four out of qualifying. That is that for Q1. An interesting Q1 actually. Yeah, JMP4 it is impressive. Good time for him. But what really matters is Q3. That's when we're gonna see the drivers come alive. That's when we're gonna see the drivers come alive. Alright, we'll be back for the next part of qualifying very soon. Alright, we'll be back for And here we go. In Q2, Bad Boy is eager to come out again. He was the first in Q1. Now he's second in Q2 as Rusted Bolt. Or was it Hazer? Hazer came out before him. But a few drivers coming out quick. A lot of drivers actually coming out quick. So something interesting might be happening in qualifying. Maybe it's going to get heavier as Q2 goes through. So we'll see what they're doing. It'd be really nice to have weather details in this game. You know, so we can actually see what's happening later on. But we work with what we get. Tesla's gonna be the first to set his time. So we'll see what he sets for the rest of the drivers to beat in Q2. Alright, I'm back. My bad. Really dry through that section. That's what's hilarious about Monaco. Especially in the rain. Just have the tires burning up in that section. But you can heat the tires up, but it can actually work for you in some way when you're going, especially in qualifying. But here we go. Hazer is going to be first. And what time is he going to set? The time's going to be improving or decreasing as quality goes, because I don't know if it's going to get worse to rain or going to get better. But Hazer constantly in line with a 1:21.4. That's the quickest time we've seen today. Then it's going to be the Mercedes off. Is that Kennedy or is Theo Sincerely a 1:22.2? Alright, they're setting times now. Coffee 1:22.9. Lost their both 1:26. Marvel 1:21.5. As I believe they will still be pushing to improve, especially now about to start his own lap. It looks like he invalidated that previous lap, so he will have to reset a lap again. He was close. I believe he was the one who got P1 in qualifying. Or was it the two Ferraris in Q1? But that doesn't really matter now as they are all in Q2. As Rinks starting his own lap. And which driver is going to be next to settle up? I believe it's the McLaren. Oh, Wizard Rex. Yeah, it's going to be Wizard Rex. All the times he's going to set. He wants to make sure that this time around he's not fighting for to get out of quality late in quality. He needs to wants to set a time as quick as he can. As he's already out and crossing the start finish line. What's he going to set? It's going to be a P4 for him of 1:21.9. The AlphaTauri of Hazer is going to be next. And he validated that time, so he can't improve on the time that he has set before. Rusted Bolt, though, his teammate, crossing the line soon. That's the Mercedes of yours sincerely, who is in P5, 1:22.2, trying to improve on that time, crossing the start finish line, and he does not improve on that time actually. 1 second down on his fastest time as Coffee with a 1:22.6 for him, and Rusted Bolt improves on his pole with a 1:25. Improves on his P1 here in Q2. As the McLaren of United Pesci crossing the line, what is he going to set? It looks like he validated again, and this is not what Pesci will need in qualifying. He still does have 9 minutes to go, so no pressure, but you don't want to be invalidating a lot, especially here in Monaco. As the Mercedes of Kennedy crossing the line to set another lap because he did invalidate also, as somebody is on soft tires. It is Marv. What is he thinking? Is the track getting drier? Is the rain slowing down? I mean, if the rain was going to stop, most of these drivers wouldn't even bother going out on the inters. Like, you know what I mean? Because if it was going to stop and we have to go on softs, why come out on the inters? Well, we'll see. We will see. That's the magic of Monaco. Justin Stay improves on his time, 1:21.6 in P4. Then the Alpine of, I believe that's Coffee, with a 1:21.5, also does improve on his time, puts himself in P4, knocks down Justin Stay into P5. Then the AlphaTauri crossing in line next. Lusted Bolt still sitting in his favored P1. As Pesci finally set a time in P2, splitting that AlphaTauri pair for the 1:29 for the McLaren driver. Mercedes of Kennedy, I believe, is next in P9. Can he improve on that time? He's right at the top of the drop zone as he's going into the pits now for fresh tires. Marv has gone back onto the inters, and surely if they're going to go into the softs, most of the drivers wouldn't have come out, or maybe they're just coming out to set just set a lap just in case. Maybe they all know that it's still gonna get dry. But we'll see. The rain isn't really easing up. You can see it's still dropping. So, but the racing line might be getting dry with all the spray. Doesn't really look like we can ride on board with Merc. As you can see, it's still quite wet. The racing line isn't dark enough for me to believe that it's gonna get dry enough. After a few drivers haven't set time there, Bad Boy Mr. P, Usman, Destroyer Drag, and LAS 2 years to set the time as Rusted Bolt for the third time now gets the quickest lap. Merc putting Merc in P10 in 122.5. Links now on the softs. Huh. Got one driver on the softs before. Mav. Now we have Links on the softs. Is Links gonna go back? He's going back to the inters. Mark improves. P3, 121.2. That's good for him. Out of that job, out of being close to that drop zone, he was in P10. As Mar also crossing the line, beginning the lap, and he improved on the P5 that he sits on now. 5 places off that drop zone. Feels safe, but with 5 other drivers who haven't set times, that is not that safe. Here we go. I rusted Bolt. I believe his time is quick enough to be pole. That is, the track isn't drying up. Because if it is drying up, as let's do him now with the fastest second sector, and the Ferrari now we're looking to get himself out of P15 in that drop zone. Link speaks back on the softs. Oh, the rain has eased up. I don't see no more drops. Now the question is, can the cars dry up the track quick enough as Jerem gets a 119.4, a first driver today, into the 119.4s. Interesting. Yours sincerely now on the soft. Links has taken off his softs. They're trying to make the call. As you can see, both on the soft now. They're all trying to make the call with 5 minutes to go because they will have only one opportunity to set the time on those softs. But the thing is, when it's wet like this, you want to go out as late as possible. You want the track to get as dry as possible before you go out. But if all the drivers are actually going out at the same time, it's gonna cause a big kerfuffle everywhere. But we'll see what happens. As 3 drivers haven't actually set time. We have Mr. P, who decided not to come out. Maybe one of the smarter drivers here knew that it's gonna get dry, so what's the point? So he's coming out now, but that means he's gonna have only one opportunity to get himself into Q3. It is a risk, but it's a risk they're deciding to take. And we'll see what's gonna happen. Is the racing line getting dry? It looks like not really. It's quite still quite silver, but maybe in a few minutes, maybe like in the minutes when most of the cars go through one more time, they can dry up the racing line. It's just necessarily going to come out on those soft. I mean, they're going on the soft, but they're switching back to the inters before they do go out. Maybe the smart decision here will be to go out once it gets to 2 minutes. You go out because the track will have dried up a little bit, and you go for the push lap. Or you just go out on those inters and try and improve, because you will improve. You'll be faster than the rest of the drivers who have set of times on inters. There's literally no sound from there. That angle looks like I'm watching it from the apartments. Quite weird. Ooh, Asana Martin moving away for a Red Bull coming through. Alpine also coming through. Mr. P actually decided to come out on those inters. Last dream now. On the softs. Alright. He's going to be the one we're going to watch. He's the first out on the softs. So let's see if the softs are the right call. There's still a little bit of spray, as you can see. DRS hasn't also been enabled. So surely it's not time. Hayes are improving a 119.1 in P1. The driver in the drop zone now. Yours sincerely, Link Speed, Wizard Rex, Mr. P, and Usumash. So much about to set his time. And where's he going to put himself? P3, P4 for so much. A good time for him. And now he knocks down Destroyer Drag into the drop zone. With a few minutes to go in qualifying, we're going to watch the drivers in the drop zone as Javim on the soft. I'm still going to watch him too because we want to see if he doesn't, if he's getting quicker. This will probably be the only part of the track that his tires will favor him right now because as you can see, they still spray. And they still want to have an enabled DRS. So it's hard to tell. It's really, really hard to tell now as Bad Boy improves on his time. Or is that Bad Boy? I believe that was Link Speed does improve on his time. Or 120. Oh, Bad Boy has retired from the session. He believes his time is quick enough. I believe he also believes his time is quick enough to see him through to Q2, to Q3. As Rusted Bolt now back on top. 118.9 for Rusted Bolt. The Williams is going to be next of UFRL Merc. 2 starts a lap. He's right there on the cusp. Right on the drop zone. P10 for Merc as Wizard Rex now trying to improve, trying to get out the drop zone. A Destroyer Drag coming out of the final corner now. Is this his push lap? Because he still has a lot of ERS and looks like it's just not his ERS his time is born. Nope, that was not his push lap, but 13 seconds slower than his quickest time. Can Destroyer Drag get himself out of that drop zone? This is his last opportunity. And he's currently sitting in P13. Mav in P12. On and out lap. Wizard Rex now about to start, also begin his final push lap, I believe. As he's up in P5 for 119.9. That was his push lap there. Just that he had a lot of ERS. He's in the rain. So, oh my god! As that actually tripped me out. That might have tripped Mav out because he's in the drop zone now and he had to go through all that commotion there. And that might mean he's slower on his fastest time as he almost loses it there. But he is 6/10 up on his quickest time. Can he get himself out of the drop zone? We'll see when he crosses the start-finish line. The AlphaTauri. Too soon, yeah. Too soon for Sol. It has to be. But the spray is still there. DRS is not enabled, so it might just be too soon. But he knows he's already through, Jareem. So that's why he's going for sub. But Kennedy, it's a very difficult call for Kennedy as he's on the soft and he's close to that drop zone. But Destroyer Drag, here we go now. Out of the final corner. And when he crosses that line, can he get himself into Q3, the Alpine, crossing the start-finish line now. And he is in Q3, P9 for him, close to the drop zone. Kennedy still in P10. Coffee's surely out of qualifying as he's retired. And Kennedy now into P11. Destroyer Drag in P10. He is in close to that drop zone. The Aston Martin, the crossing line, Destroyer Drag has been knocked down out of qualifying. Link Speed now, the last driver in P10. He'll be looking to see he's out of qualifying, and Wizard Rex is now the last driver in trouble. His qualifying is over as he's going into the pits. As Link's Peace, Destroyer Drag, Kennedy, Coffee, and Pesci are looking like the drivers are going to be out of qualifying. Nobody else can set a time, and that's it. That is it. Kennedy's strategy to go on those softs didn't work whatsoever. It was just too early, as he's going to be out of qualifying. The other driver that decided to go on the soft knew his time was quick enough to stay in qualifying. That's why he decided to go for it. And it was Shireen, so he's going to go on to Q3. But Lynx is out. Destroyer Drag, Kennedy, Coffee, and United Pesci are out. The two McLarens close to going out in Q2. But the two Alpines did go out in Q2. Yeah, Lincoln Petri, massive shocks that they're out in qualifying, but that's what the rain brings. That's what Monaco brings. That's the magic of Monaco. As it's gonna be one more qualifying session to set up our top 10, and we can finally go racing. There we are. Dry quali. And the softs can finally be put on. 10 drivers on track. We're looking to get that pole position. The only 10 drivers on track now that have the opportunity to get pole position. Pole position, very incredibly valuable in Monaco, as the announcer says. Very, very important. 5-minute break, everybody. Don't forget. After Q3. Yeah, very important pole position in Monaco, because if you can get to turn 1 before the man in P2, you most likely are going to win the race. As long as when the pit stops come, you have a better in or out lap than the car behind you, or they're not too close. So the drivers are surely going to be going for it. We have nothing to lose now. It's Q3. Even if you get knocked out now, you're still in the top 10. Bad boy. A lot of drivers are out quickly. A lot of them didn't waste no time whatsoever. They are all out now. And Merck is the last driver to come out. Maybe they see something I don't see, but that's the most enthusiastic grid I've ever seen doing combos. They're all out in seconds. Because Rosted Bolt is going to be first. Alright, let's see. Which teams made it into Q3? Ferrari both made it into Q3. The McLarens didn't make it. Pesci was out in Q2, surprisingly. The Mercedes, only one of them. Alfa Romeo's is only one of them that was on track anyway, so just the Ferraris and the AlphaTauris are made in Q3. And that is what they will want for their constructors' points. AlphaTauri are close to the top, and that's how they will want to start their week. But how will Hazer and Rosted Bolt answer for the race when the race cars come? Or how will they answer here in qualifying? Oh, as Marv almost goes into the back of the Aston Martin. It looks like the Aston Martin did block him a little bit, but he did have the racing line at the left, so he could have taken that racing line. Decides to go at the back of the Ferrari, of the Aston Martin, sorry. Here we go, Rosted Bolt, the first to set a time. And what is he going to set now? Get into the third sector. I thought Bad Boy, oh no, Bad Boy wasn't in front of him. Bad Boy wasn't even the first to come out. They were so eager to come out. But here we go now. Rosted Bolt out of the final corner. And what is he going to set? He's going to be the first driver to cross the line. 1:12.4 for Rosted Bolt. I believe these drivers can get into the 1:11s, and we'll see which driver is the first to get into that time as Marv crosses the line with a 1:12.3, faster than Rosted Bolt. Provisional pole position. The Mercedes is next. CCV sincerely 1:14.2. Rosted Bad Boy now into the pole position. 1:21's 1:11 Hazer. 1:11.1, 1 second faster than the man in P2. Absolutely stonker of a lap as you so much now with a 1:12.0. And only Hazer is into the 1:11s and 1:11.2, I'll say. So it looks like a 1:11.2. And that's an absolutely brilliant lap. I knew one of those drivers could get into the 1:11s, and Hazer is the first. But who can beat that time now that he has set? Or is he confident as Rosted Bolt out of the session? Looks like he made a mistake coming out of the chicane, and he's in the wall there. His tires are gone. And coming out of the chicane, his left tire went into the wall and dismembered out of the car, and that will be the end of the AlphaTauri. The AlphaTauris that we were looking at to see how well they will do here in qualifying. One is already out, and surely that might be P10 for Rosted Bolt if any other driver has nothing to say about that. As now, Merck in the Williams crossing the line 1:16. He surely can improve on that time. The drivers that are not into the 1:12s here all surely can improve on that time, as Justin Selly is going to be the first to try and improve into the 1:12s. 1:12.5 doesn't improve on his place. Still see what I'm saying. P7 as he goes deep into Sandoval and goes into the wall, and surely now he has to go into the place to change his tires and his wing. The Aston Martin of Mr. P crossing the line on 129. He'll be looking to improve on his time. Oh, I forgot to set this. Let's set this. Here we go now. We're climbing off Wizard Rex. Can he improve? As he crosses the 9, P2 for Wizard Rex, 111.6. The second driver into the 111s. And Wizard Rex, actually known for his qualifying, quite a good qualifier, is setting a good time here and a good place he will want to start in the Grand Prix. As Javim now, the only driver who hasn't set a time coming out now, the Ferrari who want to quickly set a time with 6 minutes to go here in qualifying. Who is going to get your pole position? Hazer's time looking unbeatable for now. As is a 1:11.2 for Merck. As I say, he's unbeatable. Merck gets very close. Means that a lot of drivers do have the pace. They do have the pace to get into the 111s, especially the high 111s, 111.2 and 111.1. Mr. P now easy improvement on his time. Kind of get that pole position out of the final corner, about to cross the start-finish line. He's accompanied by the AlphaTauri, but when he crosses the line, puts himself in P2 1:11.2. The times are, oh my god, speechless, absolutely speechless. What a time from Hazer, a 1:09.9, and nobody surely is beating that on track. He did set a 1:11.1. It looked like nobody could beat that time, but they were increasing their times. But he said, I can do it again. With a 1:09.9, who can beat that time? Is he going to be LAS in the Ferrari starting his lap now? We'll see what he can do. Can he beat that time that Hazer set? Absolutely brilliant time. As his teammates Marv on and out lap 2, about to start his own laps. The Ferraris will be having a go at it, and we'll see if they can have a good go at it and get that provisional pole position, or get that pole position in the end. As Bad Boy 2 about to start another lap, probably his last lap in this qualifier. He's crossing the line now, beginning his lap. Will he be able to knock off Hazer, who is sitting pretty on top with a 1:09.9, and nobody's even into the 1:10s, and always into the 1:09s? That right there is a stonker of a lap. Pure concentration, pure skill, as Hazer sets himself on top. Who can beat that time? Most of the drivers now going into the pits with 5 minutes to go in qualifying. They will have one more opportunity, one more chance to put themselves in the front row. Our reigning champion, Mr. P, accompanying the pole sitter, Hazer. Is that how we're going to start? Or can more drivers tumble this times down and get over Hazer or Mr. P? Wizard Rex is going to be coming out to the pits now. He will be the first driver to try to have a go at it. And how competitive these drivers are. They're all definitely looking at that time and thinking, wow, I can try and go for that. Very tough time, but I can actually try and go for that. As Wizard Rex is going to be the one to test himself. The first one to test himself. Followed by yours sincerely. So can they get into those 1:09s? Scary time from Hazer. Three minutes to go in qualifying. Wizard Rex first to set the time. And we will see what he can do. Can he do it? Can he knock off Hazer? Before we continue this, I need to change something real quick. Alright, here we go. He's accompanied by the two Ferraris behind him. And we'll see they're both on outlaps. We'll see if they can set times quick enough to beat him. Oh! Fastest first sector. The McLaren is going for it. It's absolutely going for it. Can he get the fastest second sector too? Is he going to be a surprise pole position here for Wizard Rex. As he gets into the chicane now. Oh, he invalidates his time. And he will be absolutely gutted. Will not be happy at all. He invalidates his time at the chicane. And he'll feel like he pushed himself too hard. And that will be that. For qualifying for Wizard Rex. Unless he has failed to go for one more push lap. It looks like he does. So he's going to go for one more push lap. But he invalidated to that time that was looking like a good one. The Ferrari is about to start their own laps. Usumac in the Alfa Romeo also on an out lap. Yosin said he was the next driver to try and beat that time that Hazer has set. Getting to the swimming pool section now. The Mercedes driver is improving on his previous time. Currently sitting in P9. Would like to start on top. A little bit squarely there. Coming out of the final corner now. When he crosses the start finish line, where is he going to set himself? Yours sincerely, P5 with the 1:11.9. Finally gets into the 1:11.9 as he's going to be P5 if any other driver doesn't have a say about that. And now Hazer, the man who is in your pole, sits at 4 now. Can he improve on his time? Can he rub salt into the wounds of every other driver on track? As yellow flags at the back. Confusion as we go, but Mr. P now also setting up for a lap. He does have a Red Bull behind him, so he should be moving out of the way, but the Red Bull invalidates. It looks like he won't have another go at it as Wizard Rex. Looks like he might have been blocked by the Red Bull. I don't think he was. Marv also coming out of the final corner. What time can they set? Wizard Rex about to cross the line. He was 4/10 faster than his time, and he does put himself on pole position. No, he doesn't, but LAS does. 1:09.7 for the Ferrari, and that is provisional pole position and maybe pole position because Hazer has one more opportunity to knock that driver off as he now has the fastest first sector. Usumac puts himself in P3 but immediately DNFs as there's ball with the Ferrari of Marv getting blocked by his own teammate and the McLaren together, and he's getting crazy out here in Monaco in qualifying, and that's the end for Yours Sincerely's qualifying. He's just gonna have to start in P8 if Bad Boy doesn't improve on his time, as Bad Boy moving out the way for the Ferrari. But here we go now. Hazer, one more opportunity to get himself back on top, but no, he can't do it again. His time has been invalidated, and that will be that. It looks like Jermaine is going to be your pole. Oh, stopping there before the chicane, trying to let a driver through. Can anybody else beat that time that he has set? As Hazer now should have been going into the pits because quality is over, but he decides to just finish the lap. Mr. P finishing in P3. And can anybody else improve? Marv going into the pits. Wizard Rex went for another push lap, I believe. Or is he going into the pit? He is going into the pit, and that's going to be P6 as Marv crosses the line in P4 with a 1:10.5. But it looks like LAS surely now is your pole sitter. Everybody else has finished qualifying or are going into the pits. But the Ferrari man is going to be sitting pretty right on top as Hazer set at 109 and he set his car on fire. The prancing horse getting that 109.7 to put himself right on top. And that will be that for qualifying. Ferrari on top. They are Ferrari in P2 and our reigning champion in the Aston Martin is going to start in P3 with Merc in P4. So much in P5. Marv is going to be in P6. So the Rex is going to have to settle for P7. Yo, Sincerely P8. Bad Boy in P9. And Rustable after his early DNF is going to finish up in P10 for qualifying. And that will be that. We're going to have a 5-minute break before the race. And this, please, do not ready up. We'll be back in 5 minutes. All right. Ugh. No heroics into Sandoval, please. We are begging. No heroics. Or you'll be given a heroic penalty. So please, stay in your track. As it's 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights ahead of the drivers. And it's foot to the floor and go, go, go. Jerome with a good start. He's going to keep his pole position. But Mr. P and Hayes are going to fight it to turn one. Mr. P is going to have to take avoiding action and climb a little bit on the curb as they are on now out in the first lap of the race. Who is making place as the Aston Martin there? Looks like he was trying to make a place. But here we go now, side by side the McLaren and the Alpine slightly making contact, and the McLaren of Pesci is going to get past Destroyer Drac, who's going to try and fight it round the outside. He is going to go dive down the inside. Oh my god, making contact with Pesci. That is not what they want. Making contact with the Red Bull in front, also Destroyer Drac, as he makes more contact with Pesci, and this is getting chaotic between those two at the start, and now he's causing way more contact at the back as Tabo goes into him, as it goes into Tabo now, as Destroyer Drac is not having the best start whatsoever. And hopefully he did not damage anybody on track or himself as they go on now, getting to the chicane. And that was a chaotic start on the Alpine, but back to the front as they squabbling in front, Mr. P and Merck very close. Merck behind Mr. P. Mr. P has already lost the place. Oh, actually, Hazer was P2. Mr. P was P3. Alas, removed the fastest lap for sure. The first driver, who as there's somebody has gone round as his drivers in the pits, Link Speaks and Hybrid are in the pits. It looks like they have got damage and they will have to go into the pits now as the two harsh drivers of Santi and Medium have a long way to go as they started right at the back. But here we go now. Bad Boy putting pressure on Wizard Vex, going for it. Dive down the inside of Wizard Vex. They are side by side now. Wizard Vex trying to fight it, but Bad Boy makes the move before they get to the hairpin. Bad Boy has put himself in P8 and they are already going for it here in Monaco. Not what you expect, but they are going for it surely as the tier 1 drivers are showing their skill here. As Mav not close enough to make the move on so much. Going into the chicane, Mr. P and Merck still in P3 and P4, just following each other on track. As Wizard Vex had lost the place to Bad Boy. A Bad Boy now attacking yours sincerely. He is going to be next. Going past the boats now. As what Giacomo is out of the session. It's also match. He's out of the session, and that's a safety car. Looks like he went into the wall after the quick left right hander, and Wizard Vex also took the brunt of it. He also has to go into the pit. Any other drivers having to go into the pit because of damage. Looks like no Rusted Board's going into the pit. It looks like he also got damage, and Usumat out of the session, and that will be that for him as Destroyer Drac is going on. Wizard Vex and Tabo also going into the pit. Did Tabo also get damage? Looks like Wizard Vex did get damage. Did Tabo get damage? No, he didn't. He's just deciding to go in for the hard tire. This might be a good strategy for the Williams driver. Tires. Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me. But that was a very exciting start. As you can see, some of them have switched the tires now. But in a track like Monaco, does the strategy really matter? There's still going to be a lot of safety cars, a lot of ways to actually go about your race. You might go with the softs, you might go with the mediums, you might go with the hards, you might go for a 3-stop, 4-stop. You never know what's going to go on as Usamach has now gone out of the session. It's an incident. I don't know if he went into one of the drivers or someone went into him. But he's out at the start. Absolutely mental at the start. Absolutely mental. The first 12 drivers, 12 who decided not going to play. Let's check their position changes. Let's see who was made places here. Top four, stay the top four. Good start from them. Marv has made a place. Sincerely, two places. Bad Boy 2, Kennedy 5, and Pesci 6. A lot of places made by those two. Santi has also made 5. Coffee 2, Tabo 5. Lost the both losing 4. Medium 4 places. Wizard Vex 9 places. The worst loser here on track. As Linktree also lost 6. And Hybe lost 1. So P17 now in P18. That's how we are now on track. But Kennedy and Pesci are the most gainers on track as we speak, starting out of the top 10. The race started and now in the top 10, and that is exactly what they will want. Surely no one else will be going into the pits now. The safety car should be going over, but we do have Hybrid, who is still far away from the pack, so we do have to wait for him to catch up to the pack. Ooh, I can't be like that. Okay, I see. Just waiting for Hybrid now. The safety car will be coming in probably at the end of the next lap. Because before Hybrid gets to them, they should be getting to sector 3 already. So, yeah, they'll be getting sector 3 before Hybrid gets to them. So, safety car will come in the end of the next lap. But that was a crazy start. It started nice and clean for the top 4. Then we dropped down and saw Destroyer Jack in the top battle with Hazer and I don't know with Pesci. I believe it was Pesci and nobody else, but that was a top battle between them. Slight bit of contact. Luckily, no contact made, no damage is made. But the safety car has come in this lap. It did come in this lap, and Jerome is on his way. No place is made by any of the drivers. None of them are going to be close enough to make that place going into turn 1. But racing has resumed now, and DRS will be enabled in few laps time. But for now, Last Jerome leads the way here. Can Hazer get the move done, or is he just going to follow him for the rest of the race? It is Monaco. That is very, very possible. As we're going to be going around track to look for moves. What you do when you're doing comms in Monaco, you just have to try and look for as much moves as you can. Look for drivers that are the closest to the driver in front of them. But even if a driver is 310 behind, they're probably not going to be going for a move. We did have one driver going for a move. It was Bad Boy, but it was a good place that he made the move from, and Wizard Rex did give him that space. But can any other driver make places? As we have Merc right behind Mr. P. I don't believe Merc will be making a move on Mr. P. He might just be talking behind him, even if he's 2 tenths behind. But we do have Pesci and Kennedy that are going to be squabbling, the drivers who have made the most places from the start of the race. We're going to head down now. Medium right behind Rusted Bolt. A few tenths, all of them still bunched up. No moves can be made. Very, very difficult here. You have to be praying for a mistake from the driver in front of you, or just something happening for you to actually get this move done. Because if that driver can't just do his laps right, make sure his car is always straight, it's probably impossible to make a move. As Bad Boy in front was going for it on the Mercedes, but he looked at it and realized he's not close enough whatsoever. As Marv putting pressure on Merc now. Merc knows that he does have the pace to try and get that move done on Mr. P. He now has pressure from Marv behind. Will he be going for it, Merc, or will he just decide to stick behind the reigning champion here, as they are being pulled away from by Hazer and LAS, who are looking like your winning contenders, P1 contenders at the end of this race? We'll see how the battle between them goes, as Bad Boy now still very close to Yours Sincerely. Can't get any move done. 2 tenths behind. Yours Sincerely holding him back. No, Bad Boy has made a move already on this track. Can he make another one? We'll see which driver makes the most moves on track, as Medium still stuck behind Rusted, but not somebody you want to be stuck behind. Rusted does have a lot of pace, as DRS is now enabled, and they can try to make moves. We'll see if they can. As Hazer very close to last Shireen now. Back to Mr. P and Merc. All the cars. Oh, as Merc. Oh, very close to Mr. P. They're taking a way different line just to try and avoid the Aston Martin. And he's looking for it, but he's not close enough, and he's not going to go for it. With Pesci also going for the dummy, Kennedy not falling for it at all. As the two Mercedes are doing well to defend from the drivers going at them. As Bad Boy now very close as Coffee and Tabo are side by side now. Coffee has made the move on Tabo has made the move on Coffee and puts himself in P12. Beautiful stuff by there. As Medium 2 also going at it on Rusted Bolt, as Medium has taken that place now into P14. And they are going for it already. They don't need the DRS. As these drivers are fighting for it here at Monaco, as Mav now 2/10 behind Merck. Will he be using that DRS? Merck will also have the DRS, so it will be very difficult for him now. Rusted Bolt will be going back at it for Medium, probably not. Medium right behind Coffee is going to be putting pressure on him. It looked like Rusted Bolt took the opportunity of the squabbling drivers in front. Medium took the opportunity of the squabbling drivers in front to make that move on Rusted Bolt, as Coffee goes slightly deep there, and Asante is ghosting in front. Tabo trying to make the move on him, switching to the right side using that DRS, and is going to make the move on the Haas. That's going to have to tuck into P12, as Coffee also trying to go at him very close to the Haas now. In a Haas sandwich the Alpine, as Medium still trying to get the move done on Coffee, as they are racing now. United Pesci going for the dummy on that Mercedes and still having to stick behind Kennedy, as he's also trying it again, but he knows in his heart that he's never going to be close enough, and it's going to be very difficult now, as Medium has made the move on Coffee and has put himself in P12. The Haas is now and going on, but the question is now, as they are on different strategies, will these teammates decide to switch places, or are they just going to leave it as it is? And here we go now, Medium going for it on Santi, and yes, they are switching places. Santi is going to tuck into P13, as Medium knows that he has that pace to try and put away. As they make contact, hopefully no damage made there. Going to the chicane, Tabo and Destroyer Drag trouble in front, and that made Medium almost going into the back of Tabo. Hopefully they're still clean, as Merck is going to make that move on Mr. P using that DRS, and he's put himself in P3. He knew that he had the pace to get past Mr. P there, and he has done that, putting himself in the last position on the podium. Mav though is now going to be the next driver, putting pressure on that Aston Martin as Hybrid, pressing past Links going into the pit for the second time in this race. And that is not what Links would want at all, sitting right at the back, as Kennedy now under pressure, putting pressure on Bad Boy. It's going to be a very difficult move for him to make on Bad Boy in front, but Bad Boy doesn't have that DRS. Medium though down the inside on Tabo, another place made for Medium, as he's making up places now. Very quick driver, we know that, but this is Monaco, as Destroyer Drag is going to be next on his list. Better exit there than the Alpine, using a little bit of his ERS. Destroyer Drag also defending that ERS, and he knows he's not going to be close enough, going for the dummy. Destroyer Drag trying to defend it a little bit, but he knows that the Haas is not going to be close enough to make that move. As we see the AlphaTauri behind of us, they're both trying it on Coffee, almost going into the wall there, but luckily for him, still keeping his car straight. As they're making moves in front, Kenny and Bad Boy actually going into the pit, as Destroyer Jack now under pressure from Medium. Is this where Medium is going to make the move? He's going to have the DRS. Can he get a better exit? Yes, he can. He puts on that DRS. He's going to switch to the left. Destroyer Jack is going to defend this. Can Medium get that moved around the outside? No, we can't. Destroyer Jack is going to hold him back. Beautiful defending from the Alpine. But with a better exit and the switchback, Medium gets the place. Beautiful stuff from the Haas driver there, as Destroyer Drag now is now under pressure from Tabo behind, but Tabo can't get the move done. Pesci and Kennedy squabbling as they get into the hairpin. Can the Mercedes get it from around the outside? The McLaren keeping it on this side, makes sure to put him wide and make a little bit of contact. Luckily, none of them go into the wall, and Pesci's going to give that P7. Kennedy's still going to fight it back, heading down to the chicane, but not close enough to make that move, as the drivers now are going at it, as Medium making up places. Beautiful racing here from Medium, now into P9, starting from the back after his qualifying ban, and he's not letting that ail him whatsoever, as we head back to the front now. Last Jerome and Hazer very, very close, but still not close enough to make that move, as the race is hitting up here. Tabo behind Destroyer Drag, and he's another driver that will be looking to try and get past that McLaren. Absolutely mental stuff here going on at Monaco, as Rusted Bolt now very close to Coffee. Bad Boy with a 3-second penalty, not how we want at all. Coffee does have that, as Tabo getting past Destroyer Drag. Will Destroyer Drag go for it on the inside? No, will not. Turbo gets it placed into P10, and Destroyer Drag has dropped off that top 10. He's now going to be attacked by Santi in that house. The Destroyer Drag losing places. His tires are a little bit older than the drivers that he has been squabbling with. So they have a little bit more grip to make the places on him, as Lynx and Bad Boy, the Red Bull drivers right at the back in P17 and P18. But we'll see how that goes on for them. But down the inside, Coffee goes on Rusted Bolt into the hairpin, and Coffee puts himself back into P13. Unbelievable stuff there, as they are still going to be squabbling for it. Vosterbolt is going to go for it. Coffee's low on that ERS. Vosterbolt can't see that. He's going to wait for the inside. Nope, he's going to have to hold it back. Not close enough. He knows that if you wait for that move, somebody surely is lying there. As Coffee now, who is under pressure, gets a 3-second penalty. The pressure, as you can see, is coming on to him, as Vosterbolt is still going to be trying to get that move done. Rear wing to front wing. The AlphaTauri driver now is going to have that DRS. Coffee's also going to have that DRS. But can he have the better exit? Medium now with the quickest lap of a 1:12.6, and he's quickly gaining on Kennedy. He was a few seconds back, and he's already close enough as he's trying to go down the inside of Vosterbolt, but not space there whatsoever, going into Thunderbolt, and he had to pull it back. Back to the front now, as Mav still putting pressure on Mr. P. Mug, though, has pulled away from them, 6 seconds away from Mr. P. He showed that he already have way more pace here in Monaco, so he had to make the move on Mr. P to try and keep up to Hazer, to try and catch up to them. And Mr. P now is going to have to try and hold Mav back. But here we go now. Santi, 7/10. Santi putting pressure on Destroyer Drag, who will not have that DRS, 2.7 seconds behind Turbo in front. And now Santi trying to do what his teammate has been doing and trying to make those moves. But Destroyer Drag is going to be the next roadblock that he has to try and get by. As Mav now 2/10 behind Mr. P, putting pressure on the Aston Martin. But is this his opportunity now with that DRS and the ERS? Looks like he's not close enough, and he's still gonna have to hold it back. Mr. P doing well to defend and keep that driver behind. But Medium, though, doesn't need any help. Gets ahead of Kennedy. Another place made for the Haas driver, as Santi also makes a place on Destroyer Jack. The Haas pair are absolutely going at it, starting from the back and absolutely making places, making moves, and they are almost both now into the top 10 in P8 and P11 respectively. Beautiful stuff from them, as Rusted Bolt in P13 still putting pressure on Coffee as he goes into the wall. I saw that happening, and he is now out of the session after DNFing in quali. Rusted Bolt DNFs in the race 2, and he has now brought out the safety car. The pack will be bunched up again, and now the drivers will be going into the pits. What strategies will be going for? The medium runners surely can go on the hards to the end from here. They'll have to do 20-something laps on the hards, but surely that can be done. You'll see what they do. Another safety car probably will be coming out, so wow. Rusted Bolts absolutely DNFing. Whew. That has actually been an exciting race. For a Monaco race, that has actually been an exciting race. And here we go now. Drivers going into the pits. LAS and Mav staying out. I mean, LAS was leading the race, wasn't he? And he decided to stay out. Interesting call. Mav also staying out, so they might be able to try and defend for themselves, but they have Hazer on those medium tires, and that is the problem they're going to have now. Bad Boy has left the session. He also has DNF'd, and that's one of the Red Bull cars out of the session, not going to be getting points for their team now, for his team now, and it's going to be left with Link's piece to carry the brunt of the points. But the two Ferraris in front, are they going to go into the pits is the question. Jereme was leading the race. He decided not to go into the pits. Yeah, Mr. P and Merck, highest hard runners. They're in a very good position. They were in a very good position before the safety car. But Medium, Mav, and Jereme decided not to go in. So they're still in provisional 1, 2, and 3 as we speak. And they probably can go to the end. Yours sincerely also can go to the end. Pesci, Kennedy. So for Merck down to Kennedy, they can't go to the end on those hard tires if no safety car comes out again. And we'll see how that strategy works out for them. Jerome and Mav, though, will have to go into the pits. And this might not have been a good strategy call from the Ferraris, but we'll see how this works out for them. Maybe there'll be another safety car in a few laps. But even though there's another safety car in a few laps, those hard runners will probably still not go into the pits. And it's going to be a very difficult one now for the Ferraris, both staying out. And we see, let's see now. Let's see how many pit stops these drivers have had. Most people have had one stop. Turbo with 2, Lynx with 2, Wizard Rex with 2, and Hybrid with 3 stops. Hybrid having lots of stops there. Destroyer Drag currently sitting in P16. Hazer in a very good place, but can Hazer's tires go to the end? It's very, 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 very difficult question. If they're going to the end, it's going to be like Hamilton back in 2019 when he had to pull those tires to the end. It's going to be very difficult for him. I'll see how he's going to do it. Can he take them to the end? Probably not. It's going to have to do 24 laps. 24 laps on mediums. 20. It's going to be 25 because he's on 1. That would just be too much on the mediums. And Hazel surely will be going to the pits again. But Merck all the way down to Kennedy are the drivers now that are on their way to a top 5 if they can stay out on those hard tires. As Santi has made a place now. As Tabo going into the pit, Santi now into the top 10. The 2 Haas into the top 10. The Ferrari is leading the way, but their strategy is in question. The Mercedes into the top 10, Justin Selly and Kennedy, are looking like the team that are going to end the most points today if they can stay out on their hard tires. Having Pesci in the middle of them. Pesci who got knocked out in Q2, doing well to recover now. But Tabo decided to go for the softs and destroy a drag. So surely they're going to go into the pits again. But we'll see if this soft core that they're going for is going to work for them. Is it going to work for them is our question. As the pack has bunched up now. So the safety car will be coming into the pits on this lap. For sure. There's no reason why it shouldn't. As they head to the Nouvelle chicane now. Oh, the pack. Oh, still waiting for Destroyer Drag though. They're coming out to the tunnel. They've caught up to the pack. There we go. So it should be coming into the pits on this lap. Here we go. Safety car into the in this lap. And the Ferraris are going to lead the way. They're going to be under pressure. They're going to be under serious pressure. Oh, making contact. Oh my god. That's not what we want. But the safety car is in. And Elias has gone. His teammates under pressure from Hazer. Hazer trying to make the move before turn 1. No, has to hold it back. He knows he has the better grip. And coming out, heading down to Beaurivage. Can he make the move? He's down the inside. He's going to try to move on the Ferrari. They're going to make contact. Slight contact there, but no damage done to the AlphaTauri. Still trying to make the move on the switchback down the inside as they head to, oh my god, switching onto the racing line, the Ferrari, and heading to the hairpin now. Can he get in front, Hazer? No, he can't. He's going to have to hold it back. With those alien tires on that Ferrari, Hazer is going to be putting a lot of pressure on him. As coming out of that section now, he is already going to be getting ahead of him into P2. And his next target is going to be the next Ferrari getting to the Nouvelle chicane now. He's going to be definitely gaining places on that Ferrari. The better grip on the medium tires. Now the other Ferrari is going to be under pressure from medium. Medium is also being under pressure from Merck, who does have those fresh hard tires. Merck right now, currently to me, the leader of this race if he decides to stay all the way to the end. But here we go now, medium It's going to put pressure on Mav. They are both on old alien tires, but who can hold on to those tires as yours sincerely now has been passed by United Pes. It looks like he was ghosting. He might have gone into the wall a little bit and ghosted. Tabo now also making a move on. Tabo losing places, going into the pit. Destroyer Jack getting into P15, but Tabo has decided to come into the pits. It looks like he had a drive through. Tabo had a drive through. That's why he had to come into the pits, because he did not stop. Unlucky for Tabo now, as Last Dream still leading the way, but Hazer has now caught up to him. When will Hazer make the move? Will he be coming out of this section or after the tunnel heading to the Nouvelle Chicane? He did make a move on the last Ferrari on the last lap and is going for it on the other Ferrari down the inside in the Nouvelle Chicane. Hazer takes the lead of the race. Beautiful stuff there from the AlphaTauri. He knows he has the better grip, and that's P1 for Hazer and the AlphaTauri, and he can now try and pull away before his next pit stop. Mark though still putting pressure on Medium in P4, but Medium doing a good job to make sure that the drivers behind him with fresher tires don't get the move done on him. As that was very close there to McLaren, almost going to the back of Mr. P, but doing well not to go into the back of that Aston Martin. DRS now has been enabled on this lap. Merck 3 tenths behind Medium. Medium is looking like is the next driver that move is going to be made on, but he's going to have that DRS to defend from Merck behind, because he is behind the Ferrari of the Haas that doesn't have the DRS and also was with alien tires. And here we go now. He's already making the move on the Haas. That's the inside, and Medium has put himself into P3. Beautiful stuff there. Can Merck take this opportunity and also attack? No, he's going to hold it back, but Medium now into third place all the way from the back, and it's beautiful racing man from our winner from last week. And can he get another win here? He'll still have to go into the pit. We'll see if the strategies can work out for him, or the safety car. Destroyer Drag in P14 now, maybe a little bit of places called drivers pitting, and he's on those soft tires. He knows he will have the better grip than Wizard Rex, but those soft tires will soon start to ail, and he will have to make the move on Wizard Rex. If he wants to make it, he'll have to make it right now. Back to the front. Mav on old tires, under pressure from Merck. Merck was putting pressure on Medium, but Medium made sure he made the move on the Ferrari. Now Merck's putting pressure on the Ferrari. He's going to get the DRS, and he's going to activate his ERS. He's going to be gaining on Ferrari, but the Ferrari does have that DRS to defend. He can't make the move, not close enough, has to hold it back. Mav is going to keep his place in P4. Pesci and Mr. P, contenders from last season, still fighting at it, but Merck now is going to try and get a move done on him, but they are side by side there, but the Ferrari still staying ahead, but heading down now to Murray. Can he get the move done? No, not close enough. He's gonna have to hold it. Beautiful fighting from there and there, and hopefully no damage, as they made slight bit of contact, but hopefully no damage doing, as Destroyer Track now with those soft tires looking at it on Wizard Rex, going into the hairpin, but not close enough. His tires will soon be ailing. He will need to make that move as soon as possible, as Mav is defending it. Merck switching to the left side, down the inside in the Nouvelle Chicane, the second drive in a few laps, trying to make the move, but oh my god, Mav makes contact with Merck and puts him into the wall. That's not what in racing you want to see at all. Looks like the Ferrari did not give the Williams space whatsoever, and that will be looked at by the stewards. But that is not what type of racing we want to see. But now Pesci putting pressure on Mr. P, and he's going to have that DRS. So P has the DRS to defend. Marvel old tires now. The next driver that's going to put pressure on him is Mr. P. Wizard Rex. Lynx going into the pits. For another time in this race, a lot of pit stop for Lynx Peace, but with these medium tires, surely can go to the end, and we'll see how that works out for him, but not the race that he was looking forward to at all. As United Pesci now putting pressure on Mr. P, is also putting pressure on Mav, looking down the inside. United Pesci round the outside of the Aston Martin. Can he make it stick? Beautiful move on the McLaren. They make a little bit of contact. It was about to be a perfect move, but the contact was made. The Aston Martin is still going to be in front, as Mav now with those alien tires holding a lot of cars back and causing a lot of kerfuffle, as they are going to be racing hard. Mr. P trying to make the move done on Mav, going into the Nouvelle Chicane that we lost Mark on the last lap, but not close enough to the Ferrari that will surely need to be going into the pits very soon. Can these drivers take those hard tires to the end, as Link Speed's on fresh tires now. But here we go now. Mr. P 2 tenths behind Mav. Another opportunity now. He's going to have the DRS. All he will need to do is make sure that he has a very good exit coming out to the final corner to be able to make that move. He knows he has the better grip and he knows he has the opportunity of the DRS, but not close enough, is he? He's gaining, going down into Sanderford. Can he get the move down? Nope, he's going to have to hold it back. Not even close enough, as Mav doing a great job on those old tires to hold these drivers back. I know for sure his hands will be absolutely sweaty as Mr. Poem almost making contact with him there. They're still going at it as there's yellow flags at the back in the Nouvelle chicane. Tabo is out of the session. It's a DNF for the Williams, and is that a safety car? No, it's not. It looks like he will just be removed from track as he is out now, and the Williams will only have one driver on track to get points for them today. As Santi in P9, Coffee in P10, the last driver, last driver in the top 10. Merck though was fighting at the front, got spun all the way to the back, will not be a happy man whatsoever. The Ferraris though, what is their strategy call here? That is the question. And what is also medium strategy call? When would they be going into the pits for fresh tires? And would they be going for the softs or the mediums? That's what we're going to ask, as Mav is doing a good job for his teammate here. If you actually think about it, he's doing a good job to hold up this pack so that when his teammate does come into the pit, he does have an opportunity to try and catch up to this pack again later in the race. As Mr. P is trying to go around the outside, no space there whatsoever. The Ferrari making a train and nobody can get past him. He's making sure. Look at all the cars behind him. Unbelievable stuff. All the way from P4 all the way down to P13. They are all basically just, I'll say, 3 seconds separated. That's crazy stuff. As there's lockups on the front, and Mr. P and Pesci going at it. Pesci tried to make the move on Mr. P, but on the inside, Mr. P gets his place back on the McLaren. Was trying to make the move round the outside. Mr. P fighting it hard to make sure that Pesci doesn't make that move. As Mav now is making sure these drivers stay back. Can last LAS Dream take this opportunity that we're going on as medium now, making a lot of places already up to P3? Can he get the move done on LES? It's going to be a very difficult move because they're both on alien tires. As Pesci now puts in pressure on Mr. P. Mr. P trying to get past Mav. When Pesci is not waiting on whatsoever, he wants to get past Mr. P. He believes that he does have the pace to get past the Ferrari, who is going deep in front. And here we go now, coming out to the final corner. Pesci with that DRS can't make the move done, but can Mr. P get that move done using his ERS and DRS? Av is going to defend. Mr. P trying to go around the outside. They're going to make a slight bit of contact. And now he's going to be side by side with Pesci, who's going to make the move on the Aston Martin. But oh my God. Make contact and they both out of the race. Mr. Poem damaging his front wing and Pesci out of the race. Looks like they made contact there, but Pesci was trying to get the move on the Aston Martin. Looks like the Aston Martin might have caught his rear tires and he went straight into the wall. And that is another safety car. The Ferraris now will be looking at this. I'm like, this is the opportunity that we're looking for. LAS, remember, Hazel surely will be going to the pits. It was already 15 seconds ahead. He might have even stayed out for the rest of the race on the mediums. But he surely will be going into the pits now. Wow. What? That was just crazy stuff. I don't know what happened there, but the stewards would definitely handle that. Whew. Stewards would definitely handle that. Well, maybe Jay Francis probably got this on race control, but the drivers will be sending in their own point of view too. Oh wow. That was crazy. That was some crazy stuff. Hazer decided to go on the mediums. He also said he decided to stay out. These 4 drivers on the hard deciding to stay out. See how long they can keep themselves ahead of last Dream, Medium, Mav, Lynx, all on fresh tires. Everybody on fresh tires except from the men from P2 to P5. We'll see how this works out for them. We already saw drivers losing places on those old tires. The pack is going to be bunched up when the Aston Martin of hybrid does join up. So he's the one waiting for now. I'm going to have about 14 to 13, 14 laps of racing left for the end of this session. As we speak, it's going to be no points for Pesci, Tabo, Bad Boy, Rusted Boats, and Usmash. Hazer going for a championship this season and will absolutely be delighted at his circumstances right now with 4 hard tire runners on 11 lap, 12 lap old tires behind him. He knows he has won this race already as long as he keeps his car clean. As long as he keeps his car clean. But the question is, can LAS make moves before the end of this race? He has 4 drivers in front of him on alien tires, on those medium tires. And now the race is going to heat up for sure. That contact between Mr. P and Pesci at one point became inevitable because you saw that they were bumping each other. You saw that they were racing each other hard. They didn't want each other to get through. And it was inevitable at the end as they both made contact, and one is driver out of the race and the other had to change his wing and it has dropped down now to P12. But the safety car has gone now, and medium very close to last AAS there, but it's not going to make the move now. These are the drivers we're going to watch because we know Hazer is definitely just going to pull away from Yours Sincerely in front. But Yours Sincerely, though, you can't get that P2. He just has to hope that the drivers behind him hold up LAS and the rest. On first try, as they make Mav making contact with medium, going into Murable, and that will be the end of his own race as he has retired from the session. As he has made contact, or there's going to be a lot of incidents sent in for sure. As the 2 Haas drivers in P4 and P7 making pace there, but the Mercedes drivers now are the highest scorers on track, and looks like they will be the winners for today as Mav and Merck, as LAS and Merck squabbling, as LAS makes the place on the medium, also is going to make the place on Merck. Medium has put himself in P6, and that is one hard tire runner displaced by the fresh tire runners of medium and LAS. Santi is going to be the next, the teammate of medium now. Is he going to hold the Ferrari back? How well of a job can he do of that? Keeping LAS behind. He will need to fight it very, very hard. Or what can he do? Can he compromise the line? Can he compromise the racing of LAS to make his teammates head to the front, as medium is going to be going for it? There they go, making contact behind, but medium can't get the move done on the Ferrari. They're still going to be squabbling. What a view we have of this battle they're having behind. And can he make the move? LAS trying to set it up, trying to go around the outside, scraping the wall a little bit, and Santi doing a good job to keep him from making that move. As Mr. P was looking for it down the inside of Wizard X, but we'll have to hold it back. And Scoffy now, there we go. There we go now, medium. He does have good tires, but the driver in front of him also has those good tires, so he can't make the move. As he's trying to get the move around the outside of Santi, they make a little bit of contact. Santi's going to keep that place in P4. He's going to have to fight it hard now. He's under massive amounts of pressure because his tires are ailing with 10 laps to go here. Can the Haas driver hold back his teammates and a bunch of other drivers and settle for that P4 as DRS is going to be enabled this lap, and that makes it over 10 times harder now. And here we go now. LES is going to go for the move. He's going to switch on to the outside, to the left side. They're going to be wheel to wheel going into Sandoval. LES gets the move done on Santi. Will Santi let his teammate through? Yes, he will. Santi will let medium through to make sure that he doesn't compromise his own race. And all he has to do now is tuck in front of Merck. They both have the same tires, 15 laps on those hard tires, and medium and Jerome now are going to be going at the Mercedes next. The Mercedes will have to work together to keep these two behind, these two that are making up places, and Kennedy is going to be the first to fight at them. And here we go now. The Ferrari already very close to Kennedy, almost hitting at the rear of the Mercedes. They're side by side in the tunnel. Kennedy aggressively defending it. Kennedy diving down the inside on his teammates, and that's going to compromise his teammates. It's going to make contact with Mav, and you're sincerely now. Medium also trying to get the place. Kennedy caught in the corner again in 5 seconds, and almost compromised his own teammate, Kennedy. That is not teamwork whatsoever, and now his teammate is going to be the one under pressure from LAS in P4, trying to get himself into that podium position. He's going to have that DRS on Yours Sincerely, and surely he's going to use that DRS. Can Yours Sincerely defend this on the inside? LAS is going for it on the outside. He made contact with Yours Sincerely. Oh, it's going to go deep. He's in the wall. He has lost his wing, and Yours Sincerely is now also going to be overtaken by medium, and now the both Ferraris are out of this race, and the Haas and the Mercedes drivers are absolutely loving this. It's a top 5 for the two teams, and Hazer is surely going to be your winner. 80 said, oh, it's a safety car, another safety car. Oh my god. Question now, are they going to go into the pits? 9 laps to go. You can just decide to stay out, especially the hard runners. Oh, it's a big question now. If I were Hayes, I will go into the pits. I will go for those softs. I'll make sure nobody is catching me. Kennedy wouldn't want to go into the pit because he will have to serve that 5-second penalty. But I'm not gonna lie, that was Kennedy's fault. He absolutely compromised his teammates. They should have worked together, but they couldn't work together because of the mistake from Kennedy. Asante left the session, but he's back now. Luckily for him, he is back now. Would he be back before the pit stops? Will his AI put him in the pits, or will he keep him out? As you can see, the drivers are deciding to go into the pits. Hazer is in the pits. Kennedy stays out. Medium stays out. You're Sincerely in the pits. Santi in the pits. A few of the drivers are going into the pits, but Medium is going to stay out. He believes that there's no need to go into the pits. Merck is going to go into the pits. Coffee staying out. Mr. P staying out. Destroyer Jack staying out. Hybrid. And Santi is going to go for those fresh, soft tires. Oh, his AI just went in and put in all the tires. And Santi was looking like he was going to finish in that top 5. But getting kicked out of the session right at the end is not what he wants at all. Medium, though, in P3, Kennedy, with that 5-second penalty, decided to stay out. Will he hold his tires to the end? Hazer surely is your winner already. No question about that. Merck made his place back into P4. But Medium, the driver who started all the way at the back, already in P3. Can he win this race? Probably not, because Hazer on those soft tires will definitely not be letting him through. But the question is, will he be getting past Kennedy? He will be finishing ahead of Kennedy after that 5-second penalty. It was sitting by me. I mean, I do the appeals, and surely that is not going to be appealed. That was his own fault. His own mistake. So he is going to serve that 5-second penalty. Medium is definitely going to be finishing in P2, but can he get ahead of Kennedy quick enough to fight Hazer? He is on those 6-lap old mediums, so it's going to be very difficult to actually fight Hazer. But Santi has returned now into the session. He will not be happy whatsoever seeing what has happened to him. As the AI decided to come into the pits and not put fresh tires on. It's an absolute joke from the game. But the safety car will be coming into the pits on this lap. Santi deciding to go into the pits, and it will now be dropping all the way to the back. Yours Sincerely also went into the pits, and it has dropped to P11. The man was looking for a P2, but chaos with LES Jerome. The two Ferraris were looking quick today, but questionable driving has seen them retiring from this session. But as we speak now, who is the winning team? Looks like the Aston Martins. Oh, the Alpines actually. The Alpines are looking like the team, and the Aston Martin looking like the teams that are gaining the most points here in Tier One today. Then the Mercedes and the Haas that were looking like they were going to be the ones. Two of their drivers have dropped to the back, while the other two are still in front. But one is also going to drop way back when the race does finish because he does have that 5 second penalty. Safety car will be coming into the pits at the end of this lap. Now nobody, absolutely nobody, has an answer for Hazer, who's going to win this race, unless he makes a mistake of his own. If the car in this lap, when is Hazer going to go? Hazer has won this race, but the driver I want to watch right now is Kennedy. 18 laps old on those tires, medium behind. Mark also 18 laps on those tires, coffee behind. Interesting ending to this race as Hazer now has gone and is already pulling away from Kennedy, who is already under pressure for medium. As they come out of the Sandoval now, medium with a better entry and a better exit is going to be trying to go for it on the Mercedes driver. No cause, no 3 second penalty for yours sincerely and Wizard Rex. Oh my god, contact made in front as the Aston Martin losing places to Lynx Peace, who puts himself in P8. Beautiful move there from Lynx as Destroyer Dark is falling back from Mr. P, who's trying to make a move on Coffee in front. Kennedy now already 3 seconds down from Hazer, and medium will be looking for it, will be absolutely going for it here with a few laps to go in this race. The car in front will be trying his best, so already bonding that ERS to try and defend, as Mr. P also trying his best to get past Coffee here using that ERS, but it looks like both of them on the same type of tires. It's going to be very difficult for him to make that move. Lynx Peace though, fresher tires than Destroyer Drac in front. Can he make the move on the Alpine? And we'll see how that works out for Lynx Peace. The only Red Bull driver on track today will be looking to get as much points for a Red Bull team as possible. As Wizard Rex now and yours sincerely going into the wall. Wizard Rex, they're both going into the wall and they are both going to finish at the back. Santi has made a place on them and he has put himself in the top 10 as Medium and Kennedy squabbling in front. Medium has gotten ahead of Kennedy. Lynx Peace in the pits again for another pit stop. And that is absolutely so many stops for Lynx Peace today. Not the best race for him whatsoever, as Kennedy has lost the place to Medium, who is definitely going to be finishing in P2. What a race from Medium, as he's going to take that second position. Merck though is going to put pressure on Kennedy. Merck knows that he can finish in P3. All he has to do is stay behind Kennedy. Coffee does have that penalty, so he's going to drop behind Destroyer Drac, Mr. Priya, maybe Hybrid. And they do cross the line, but Santi putting pressure on Hybrid, trying to get into P8 with a few laps to go. He does have the better tires than the Aston Martin in front, so he does have the opportunity to make that move, but we'll see how that works out for him. Back to the front now. Hazer just gaining so much time. Hazer, your winner here today already with 5 laps to go. And Merck get the move done on Kennedy, but with the same type of tires, so surely it's going to be too difficult for him to get moved on him, as DRS now is going to be enabled on this lap. As Santi on Hybrid, very close to him now. Can he have the better entry and exit coming out of the final corner? Yes, he can. He's going to use that ERS. He's going to defend it Hybrid down the inside. Santi is trying it around the outside, but it's not close enough. Going into Sandoval, and he's going to have to hold it back. As we go back to the front now, 3/10. Merck behind us. Santi already has to make the move on Hybrid down the inside, and he's going to make that move. Looks like Hybrid did go deep going into the corner, and Santi has made that place and put himself in P8. And if he can catch up to the pack with the penalties in front, he probably can make 2 more places and finish in P6. Destroyer Drag also and Mr. P will be making places on the drivers in front with penalties, but will Merck be looking to make that move on Kennedy, or will be looking for the penalty to give him that final position on the podium? Hazer going to be a winner already. PPI medium is going to finish in P2 after starting all the way at the back. Let's see their position changes. I want to see some of the places some of these drivers have made. Ooh, Kennedy and medium made a lot of places, but Kennedy is going to lose a lot of places just because of that penalty. Coffee though making 9 places, beautiful stuff from him. 5 from Destroyer Jack, 8 for Santi, and 8 for Hybe. The rest losing places from the start of the race. There we go now. They are still squabbling, still going at it. These drivers have been racing at it. All racers. Hybrid now. We're looking at to Wizard Rex, sorry, try to get a move on Hybrid. He does have the better exit. They're going to be side by side now in Boulevard, and he's going to be put himself ahead of the Aston Martin into P9. The next is going to be TTV Yosin said they're going to put pressure on Hybrid, but he's going to have to hold it back. Not close enough to make it done. Get the move done on Hybrid. He's losing places now. Asante is in P8, getting close now to Destroyer Jack. He has joined the pack, but surely won't be making those moves. But he knows that Coffee and Kennedy in front both have penalties, so he'll be making places on them when the race does come to an end. Mr. P 2/10 behind Coffee. Can he make that move on Coffee? No, he can't. Not even close enough as Hybrid. And we also said he has made the move on Hybrid. Hybrid lost another place, gained another penalty. And Justin Selly has now put himself in P10. Destroyer Jack now will be under pressure from Santi. He wants to make sure that he keeps that DRS. He doesn't want the harsh driver behind getting that DRS to be able to attack him. And there you go now. He is in that pack and he's going to have that DRS to defend. As Coffee now 3/10, 2/10 behind Merck. Can he make the move? No, he can't. His tires are beginning to ail, so it's be quite difficult. As Kennedy now still dropping time to medium in front. Scully won't be able to catch medium again. His tires are too old for that. But Merck still trying to look for a move on Kennedy. Kennedy doing well to hold him back. Was Coffee locking up a little bit there? You could hear it. Ooh, Asante trying to go for it, but nothing doing, nothing there at all. Looks like the Alpines are going to win the day today. Then the Haas team are going to be next to gaining the most points today. Oh, Alpines might not win today because Coffee does have that penalty. So the Haas, the luck the Haas team, I'm not even going to lie, we get so much luck. How are we going to win this race again today? Because at the end of this race, Coffee and Kennedy are both going to get a penalty. So Santi will be making places on them. And that Haas is going to win again, fighting from the back. The stars just aligned for Haas. He's just getting lucky. As he's when they move on Destroyer Drag Santi has now put himself in P7. And that's another place made for Santi. Wizard Rex is going to attack Destroyer Drag, but not close enough. He's going to have to hold it back. Santi now into P7. The decision to go into those fresh soft tires is working out for Santi now. He does have Mr. P that will be next. Mr. P on those old tires, and if he can make the move on Mr. P, he's just going to be Merck that's going to finish ahead of him. And he's probably going to finish in P4. Kennedy though, Merck putting pressure on him. Merck's just going to decide to sit behind Kennedy because there's no need for him whatsoever to be making a move on Kennedy because Coffee is not putting pressure on him. And Mr. P is just going to sit behind Coffee. But they're going to enter the last lap now as Hazer has begun the last lap 16 seconds ahead of the man in P2. And he is your winner for sure. But Medium is going to finish in P2. Beautiful stuff from Medium. That's another way from the back. Kennedy in P3 on the last lap of the race. Can he keep that P3? He's going to have the 5 seconds that he's going to drop places at the end. But they're going to squabble for it. Santi, is he going to squabble for it with Mr. P on the final lap? That was his last opportunity. He did get DRS there, but that is his last opportunity, and he can't make any move again. That will be that, as Yosin Selly has gotten past Wizard Rex. Looks like Wizard Rex did let him through. So looks like he let him through. Maybe Wizard Rex did have contact with Yosin Selly earlier in the race. Remember, we did see the incident between them. Maybe that's what happened. That's why he decided to let him through. As Mr. P looking on the inside of Coffee, but he's not making a move. Mercedes also looking on the inside of the other Alpine Destroyer Jack, but he's not close enough to also make that move. Santi, what can Santi do? Can he get the place on Mr. P? No, we can't. Can Mr. P get the place on Coffee? Not close enough. And that surely will be that. This is how the grid will finish, but we'll see when the penalties are applied, where everybody does finish in the end. As Mr. P now, is he going to go on the move on the Alpine on the final lap? Surely not. That is too dangerous to be going for the move on this time of the race. But Hazer is your winner. He has won in Monaco, and that's a win for Hazer to kick-start his championship. As Medium is going to come in P2. Kennedy is going to come in P3 because of that 5 second. He's going to drop places. So Merck is going to finish in P2. Coffee, Mr. P in P4. Santi is going to take that P5. Who'll surely be delighted with that P5. P6 for the Destroyer Drag. Good job from him. And he's finishing in P7 after the penalties. P8 for Coffee. P9 for yours sincerely. Wizard of X in P10. Hybrid in 11. And Link's Peace rounds up your grid. Absolutely great race. That was an exciting race for Monaco. I'm not even gonna lie. It was a very exciting race for Monaco. Sometimes you wonder why they keep this track. And when we do races and we get races like this, you remember why they keep this track. So many things happening from Q1 all the way to the end of the race. So many surprises, DNFs, people making up places, penalties, contact. It's had it all here in Monaco. That's why we're gonna go to the podium celebration now. Hazer is the happy man, the British driver, standing at the top step of the podium, gets the famous coveted Monaco trophy, lifts it up to the sky, and his team is absolutely going to be delighted. And as we know, it's gonna be, the champagne is gonna taste the best in the AlphaTauri Cup. Hazer wins the Monaco Grand Prix. That was a good race. Let me show the incident because there were lots of incidents. Lots and lots of incidents. Come on, I was trying to get the incidents, fam. Like, come on, game. I'm just hoping Francis got it or somebody else. But there you go. That's our race. And actually, I won't be able to raid today because my laptop is faulty. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. I've been Willie Fernandez. We've had Jay Francis on race control. We have been UFRL. See you tomorrow. Good night.